Alright, sample chopping 101 part 2. Now we're on the MV8800. Shout out to my man Jules. Hopefully this will help you out, man. What I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna import. So this video may be kind of long. I decided to make it a third part, I guess, video wise, because I'm gonna have to go more into detail with, you know, importing the music in and all that. So let's get started. I put the CD in the drive and then I hit import. Now once you hit import, you want to hit select drive. You can do that with the mouse, or you can hit F1. I'm gonna select CD-ROM because I made a ROM drive. I didn't make it audio. I just put it on the disk as files. So I'll select that. If it was audio, I would select audio. Alright, so now I'm gonna go to where those samples were, or where I put those samples, and it's in the loop folder. It should be this right here. I'll preview that. This beat right here and this whole thing, this is going to probably span out to a few series, because I really want y'all to pay attention to the music and see the development of this. I might take it into the whole full development of an actual beat, and show some other scenarios with the tracks, but I'll go into that later, hopefully at the end of this video. So what I'm gonna do, that's it. I'm gonna go ahead and import that. Now once it imports, it's going to show me the WAV file. It's pretty much a perfect loop because of the way I did it before I brought it over, but I'll preview it anyway. So I'm going to turn the loop on so I can see if it loops perfectly. Doesn't loop perfectly, that means I might have to adjust some things. Probably my start point. I can just drag it if I want to. Let's try it one more time, see how it sounds. Alright, close enough. Now, in the original video, you heard me count these notes out, and it's actually 16 notes. So in the MV, you got your start point, your end point, you got your BPM bass note. You want to set your BPM bass note to 16 because that's how many notes it is. It's actually 16 notes. I'll count them out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 1. That's how it goes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set the truncate and I'm going to set the normalize. I really don't need to get any louder than that, but I'm going to do it anyway. Alright, and the cool thing about the MV is that it actually gives you an idea what those BPMs are based on that BPM bass note. And you'll see under here it says 72.91, which means it's about 72, 73 beats per minute. So that's useful when you're trying to blend stuff or do some other things. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do a quick assign. I want to assign this to a phrase. Don't want to assign it to a patch. I want to assign it to a phrase. That's going to put it into my audio banks. I'm gonna put it in one, so it's going to put it into my audio files. That way I can go ahead and edit it and chop it later. So always, my rule of thumb, or the way I like to do it, I like to take long phrases like that, or loops, which is a phrase, and put it in an audio phrase. I want to make it a patch. So it's there. I'm going to put it on pad 1, hit execute. So now it's there. So if I go to pad 1, now unfortunately you're not going to see the pads or hit me hitting the pads. You just have to trust that I'm not lying to you. It's pad 1 I'm hitting right now. Hit your quick edit button. Now we can mess around with it. I can chop it, select my chop window, and the MV gives you a lot of options. I hit auto chop, and I can do it by level. And what they mean by level is meaning that it will hit the transients, like I was showing you on Audacity. It will select particular transients. The lesser the number, the more transient chops it'll hit. So this is pad 1, pad 2, pad 3, pad 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That was 9. That's 10 and 11. So if I don't like that, I can auto chop it again. And I can take my levels down to 5, and it'll give me a few more chops. If I don't like that, I can auto chop again, take my level down to 4, hit execute. Notice it's giving me even more chops. So now I got 16 pads that's covered or more. Go to my pad bank. Well, it's not gonna let me go there, but so it's actually 17 chops there. So if I select the next one, that's pad 17. Say this one, this is pad 16. So you can auto chop it by that and let it do it by the transients, or you can auto chop by beat. Now that beat, hold up here. Alright, so I can cancel that. Hit chop, hit auto chop by beat. Now it's going to do it by how many beats it is, which is 16. It's going to do that by default. Now, realistically, it's not doing it any different than it was on the MPC. It's just the chops are the same. So what I'm gonna do on this particular one, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna auto chop it. Not that particular piece. No, but I'm auto chop by times. I'm actually gonna make it 32. Do it like I did in MPC. I'm gonna make it in small pieces. Hit execute, and now. So I got all my little 32 pieces. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to assign this to a patch. Now, this makes it like an instrument, because whenever you got stuff spread across your pads, you're actually playing the pads like an instrument. So now I'm going to assign it to a patch. I'm going to send it to MIDI patch 1 or bank 1. Yeah, initial patch 1, which would be MIDI patch 1. Now it's going to put it in the instrument section of the MV. So I'll hit execute, and it's there. So you got audio tracks on the MV and you got MIDI tracks. So this is actual track 5, but MIDI 1, which means this is where I assigned that. So it's on the pads now. Now, one thing I like to do on the MV is go to quick edit. This is something that the MPC does automatically. The MPC will automatically let the loop 1 play out and allow each pad on a 2500 and 1000. It will allow each pad to cut each other off. Where on the MV, I can hit. That's me hitting all the pads because they're independent of each other. So best thing to do in this situation here is you want your pad to play all the way out. So you're going to take this, the resonance or whatever, you're going to raise this up to 127. So when you hit the pad, it plays all the way out instead of being on node on. If I hit pad 2, it's on node on. It doesn't play out unless I hold it. Now if I raise this up right here, it plays out. Now, same thing. If I hit pad 1 and 2 together, they they play over top each other. So what I want to do is I want to put them in exclusive groups, which is just like a mute group. Roland just used a different language. So I will go up to here, I will turn that to 1, and then turn this one to 1. So they both on 1. And I would just go through all of them and do the same thing. Raise that up, turn it to 1. And I would do that through all my pads. So when I hit those pads, they play all the way out and they cut each other off. So when I do all my chops, I won't have stuff overlapping, making it sound a little crazy. Now the MV gives you a lot of flexibility when it comes to sampling and when it comes to editing the samples and how your samples play out on these pads. The MPC gives you limited amount of space. So if I adjust, I'll explain this in a second. Tell you what, I'm gonna go ahead and finish editing this. When I'm done editing all these pads, I'll come back and we'll continue.